I don't wanna close my eyes.
Disconnect. Where's my featured now? What is this fucking video? Gang gang. Have no blood.
Remembered that Sasha was still under his control because of the bond. So he released her. Sasha got up from the ground, and as she walked over to Lewin, she demanded to know why he had refused to take the life of the wyvern. Lewin explained that the reason was that it reminded him of a human begging a demon not to hurt them. Lewin also explained that humans had always been lied to. People were told that demons were heartless beasts, creatures driven by power to oppress humanity. People were also warned never to negotiate with demons, but to wipe them. To illustrate his point, he told a story about a researcher who met a group of demons in the mountains. But instead of attacking, those demons ran away because they were scared. Lewin added that he believed the wyvern he spared was one of such demons, scared of humans, and just want to live peacefully. That answer that maybe she had been asleep for so long that everyone forgot the truth. She told Lewin to listen closely. Sasha said demons and humans weren't always at war. In fact, there was a time when they lived together in peace. Sasha knew this because she helped make that peace long ago. Not everyone liked the idea, but many people and demons were happy to live together. Sasha said, with anger, that she almost made that peaceful world real, until the old hero tamer sealed her away. Lewin was shocked and asked why the hero would stop her if she was pursuing a noble cause. Sasha guessed it might have been the will of the goddess Elfrifa. Sasha thought maybe the goddess didn't want demons and humans to live peacefully anymore. Lewin didn't find that answer very convincing. He asked Sasha why she still wanted peace between demons and humans if the goddess didn't want it. Sasha said she had her reasons, but more importantly, she wanted Lewin to help her. She said if they worked together, they could defeat the current demon king and make peace happen again. Lewin didn't quite understand her idea, so he asked if she meant they would work together to build a peaceful world for humans and demons. Sasha happily said yes. Then she told him her big plan. She wanted them to gather and lead all humans and demons together, so they could conquer the world together. Lewin laughed at her mentally deranged plan. He asked again, to make sure, if she really meant to build a world where demons and humans wouldn't fight anymore, and that she needed his help. Sasha hesitated, but then said yes, that's exactly what she meant. She also said their teamwork could actually be pretty great. Lewin thought hard and long about her idea. Lewin reasoned that if demons and humans shared the same feelings in their heart, there was no reason they couldn't coexist peacefully. So, he agreed to help Sasha and promised to give her his strength. As a first step, Lewin suggested they build a city where both humans and demons could live. Sasha liked the idea and said they could use her castle. It had big gardens and plenty of land to build homes. However, she cautioned that they needed the cooperation of the other demon kings first. Sasha said there were 7 other demon kings besides her, not counting the current demon king. If they combine all their powers, they would be unstoppable. Lewin wasn't sure they could convince all the demon kings, but Sasha said his demon-taming power could help with that. Lewin didn't like that idea. He said he only used taming as a last resort and didn't want to force anyone. Sasha thought his thinking was brain dead. She warned that not all demon kings would be as reasonable as her. Some of them would try to end his life right away. Sasha said taming all of them was the only way their plan would succeed. Lewin saw her point, but he told Sasha clearly, if things didn't work out between them, he would cancel their taming contract. Sasha was shocked to hear this, so she told Lewin that he was nothing like the former demon tamer. Then, they stepped outside the castle. Outside, Lewin proposed they begin immediately by gathering companions to establish their base, and then search for the other demon kings. Sasha agreed. But first Sasha insisted that she had to do something first. She cast a massive whirlwind of flame around the castle, and within seconds, the castle vanished. Surprised, Lewin asked if she had created an illusion barrier. Sasha said yes, and then explained she used the same kind of magic on the castle before she was sealed away. That spell had kept the castle safe for years, but because her magic had gotten weaker, the spell had slowly faded. After that, Lewin and Sasha started their journey to build a new world where demons and humans could live together in peace. Meanwhile, far away, Deep inside the demon world, the current demon king, Theodora, learned that Sasha, the demon king of death, was alive and tamed. The news of another demon tamer's emergence troubled her, so she immediately ordered her demon army and wyverns to accelerate their plan to release the remaining sealed demon kings. Several days later, deep in a mountain, Chris and his party were in a heated battle with some demons and wyverns. Unfortunately, the demons kept coming at them, which frustrated them to no end. Nevertheless, they pushed through, but the overwhelming numbers of the monsters made the team's defense extremely weak. Suddenly, a Cyclops joined the ranks of monsters attacking them. This further worsened the situation for the team. Moreover, the Cyclops kept evading every one of their attacks and unleashed a powerful spell of his own called the Green Binding Seed Prison. The new monster tamer, who had joined the team after Lewin left, got caught in the spell and yelled for Chris to help. Bin, just a monster tamer, had a rare power that let him control monsters. Van, the holy knight in armor, was really good at protecting everyone. Mia was like the team's bodyguard. She stopped enemies and also healed people. Selene, the spirit king. Selene. Chris even more mad. Chris informed him that Lewin was still very angry. He hated the fact that the entire flew at her. She tried to stop it with her whirlwind, but it exploded when it hit. Sasha survived, and when she told Lewin the arrow move was really impressive, Lewin admitted that it was hard to aim the arrows just right. However, in the end, Sasha mentioned that even though it was a very tough battle, it still wasn't enough to defeat her. Lewin calmly said that he never planned to beat her head-on. He knew she'd block all his attacks. While he was talking, Sasha noticed something strange in front of her. A had been kicked out of the hero's party. She added that whoever kicked him out must have been a complete fool. She said if the team had any brains, they never would have let him go. Lewin was surprised by her words and thanked her, saying that made him feel happy. Not long after, Lewin and Sasha reached the town of Urdu. They went straight into a restaurant to eat. While there, Lewin noticed Sasha eating like a useless thief and told her they were out of money. Sasha was shocked and asked why he didn't have any cash. Before Lewin could answer, she asked if he was one of those poor, miserable people who live a sad life. Lewin got annoyed and told her not to insult him. He reminded her that it was because of her crazy eating habits that all his money was gone. When Sasha asked again if he was really poor, Lewin said he had a good amount of money, but she spent it all by ordering every single thing on the menu. In response, Sasha said it was bad enough that Lewin made her his subordinate, but now he couldn't even feed her. Since they had no money, Sasha suggested they take on a job at the Adventurers Guild. Soon, they arrived at the guild. As they walked in, Sasha commented that this place had take a higher job. The girl explained that adventurers could only take jobs that matched their strength.
There we go.
Lewin never to call the Demon King cute. Then she head-butted him, making Lewin stumble back in pain. Lewin rubbed his forehead and teased her, asking if she was just shy about her small horn. Sasha got even angrier and started chasing him, yelling that she was a powerful demon and definitely not shy about anything. Suddenly, a loud sound echoed through the forest, and both of them stopped. They ran toward the noise and saw something terrible. Knights were lying on the ground, not moving. As they rushed in to see what was happening, they looked up and saw a giant dragon flying in the sky. Down below, a group of adventurers were trying to fight the dragon. Some were mages, blasting it with magic, while others were archers firing arrows. The arrows hit the dragon's skin and made it shriek in pain. Lewin watched the battle and told Sasha it looked like the adventurers had everything under control, and maybe they weren't even needed. But Sasha saw something different. She noticed that the dragon wasn't really hurt. It was pulling the arrows out of its skin and knocking away all the magic attacks like they were nothing. The adventurers realized their attacks weren't working and started to panic. Some of them even suggested they escape with their life still intact. One of the adventurers, a smart one with glasses, warned that if they ran, the dragon would just go and attack the nearby town. So, the group decided to try one last big attack together, all at once. But just as they were getting ready, the dragon suddenly dove down from the sky, heading right toward them like it was ready to wipe them all out. Then something surprising happened. The dragon stopped in midair. Everyone froze and stared up in shock, wondering why it had paused. Then they saw the reason. Sasha had summoned glowing fireballs around her. Sasha was getting pissed and immediately launched her massive fireballs at the dragon. However, the dragon moved at an incredible speed and avoided every one of her fiery blasts. While other adventurers were in awe of how Sasha could perform such powerful magic without a single chant, Lewin was more concerned about what attack would be able to hit the dragon mid-air. Seeing that the dragon had avoided every one of her fire attacks mid-air, Sasha was even more angry while the dragon just grinned, clearly enjoying every bit of Sasha's frustration. Consequently, Sasha was furious seeing the dragon grinning. Out of anger, she summoned a magical circle and was ready to blast the proud dragon with enough flames that would turn the entire place into a scorched wasteland. But Lewin immediately yelled at her to stop, trying to make her see reason. Unfortunately, Sasha wouldn't listen. She had lost her sanity out of anger and asked Lewin to shut it. She angrily declared that the creature had mocked her and deserved to pay dearly for that mistake. Before Sasha could cause any harm, Lewin immediately commanded her to stay down and not move. He cautioned her to stop being reckless and to keep an eye on the dragon while he figured something out, and Sasha obeyed instantly like a good girl. Just then, some of the adventurers' party walked over and asked if Lewin and Sasha were part of the heroes' party. Lewin told them no, they were just adventurers, and he was only B rank. So the adventurers asked Lewin and Sasha to step aside, or they would be squashed like bugs if they were not from the hero. With the dragon charging directly at Lewin, he knew the arrogance of the monster, thinking humans could not follow its movement and allowing itself to be consumed by anger would eventually be its end. Therefore, Lewin prepared his bow, aiming directly at the incoming dragon. He fired straight at the dragon multiple times, and they all impacted the dragon. As the dragon stopped and shrieked in pain, Lewin immediately commanded Sasha to attack with her fiery blast. Even though it was unexpected, Sasha was ready. She prepared herself and was ready to let the impudent beast burn. Without wasting time, she summoned catastrophic level flame from the pit of hell and burnt the dragon to a crisp. The dragon was defeated and fell from the sky, and as the beast crashed to the ground with a very loud thud, the adventurers could not believe their eyes that the mighty beast was crumbled by just 2 persons. With the dragon defeated, Sasha asked Lewin if he continually attacked the dragon just to provoke it. In response, Lewin lectured her on how most creatures lose track of their surroundings when they were enraged. Sasha was really impressed with how Lewin handled the dragon and commended him. Lewin blushed a little and complimented her also on how amazingly effective her fiery blast was. Additionally, Lewin pointed out how Sasha had become even much stronger since they'd met. Sasha attributed it to her becoming his demon tamer servant. Afterwards, the knight from the other adventurer party approached Lewin and Sasha and thanked them for saving them. But Lewin shouted that there was no need to thank him. Similarly, the girl with Sasha clearly informed the parties that she would never hand Lewin over to anyone. When the girl in glasses asked if Lewin and Sasha were a couple, Lewin misunderstood what she asked, and then said he and Sasha were planning on traveling together. But Sasha was done with the issue and began to urge Lewin that they go collect the reward at the guild, because she was starving. A few weeks later, inside the city's adventurer guild, someone shouted in shock when they heard that the storm dragon had been defeated by just 2 persons. It turned out to be Chris, who demanded to know how that was even possible. A worker at the guild told him that the quest came from a town called Urgu. It said a B-rank adventurer and his partner had beaten the storm dragon. Chris could not believe what he just heard. He could not believe that a B-rank had annihilated the dragon. Even the guild workers said it was hard to believe, but it had been confirmed. When Chris asked who the B-rank adventurer was, the worker looked through some papers. Chris, on the other hand, continued to lose his mind. It was a hard pill to swallow. Then Selene, looking serious, asked Chris if he had lied to everyone. Chris began to stammer, but Selene didn't let him speak. She said it all made sense now. Lewin wouldn't have left the party without telling her unless something was wrong. That said, Selene turned and said it was fine, but made it known that she was no longer a member of the party. As Selene walked away, Chris became desperate and finally told her the truth. He said he kicked Lewin out because he thought Lewin wasn't good enough to stay. Selene was disappointed and said it was the dumbest reason she'd ever heard. She told Chris she was going to find Lewin. Chris tried to stop her and begged her not to go, but Selene was already out the door and bid him farewell. Chris chased after her, but at that moment, Selene magically flew away. Chris was devastated as he dropped to his knees in tears. Mia tried to comfort him, assuring him that even with Selene gone, they could still look for her replacement. But Chris immediately yelled at her and said she would never understand. Later that day, Chris sat alone at a bar, drinking sadly. A strange man came up to him and asked if he was Chris. Chris demanded to know who the heck the man was. The man said he never thought he'd meet Chris the hero in a noisy bar, and then introduced himself to going on. After the awkward hug, Selene apologized that it looked like they all abandoned Lewin, but explained that it hadn't been long before she just got the truth from Chris. Lewin said it was okay, but asked her to get off him because she was squishing him. Selene did just that, and then apologized, saying she was just happy to see him. Lewin replied saying he was also happy to see her, and then asked about Chris's party. In response, Selene told him she left Chris's party, and then explained that she could not forgive Chris for kicking him out of the party, and for also lying to everybody about it. Selene then asked if she and Lewin could start a new team together and maybe find others to help defeat the Demon King. Sasha interrupted, angry. She said Selene had no right to act friendly after letting Lewin be kicked out. Selene apologized for her statement, and then asked Sasha if she was the one who defeated the Storm Dragon with Lewin, and Sasha confirmed she was. Sasha explained that Lewin was helping her achieve her ambitions as her right-hand man. When Selene demanded to know what ambitions Sasha was talking about, Lewin had no other option but to let the cat out of the bag. Thus, Lewin finally revealed to Selene that Sasha was a Demon King, and then showed her the little horn on Sasha's head. Selene was shocked. She demanded to know from Lewin what the Demon King was doing with him, and if he had been captured by Sasha. But Sasha interrupted and explained that it was the other way round and Lewin was her master. Lewin explained he was now a Demon King tamer. He could control Demon Kings and use their power, which helped him unlock the class change. Selene said she had never heard of a Demon King tamer before, and concluded that Lewin must have been fooled by Sasha since Lewin had always been naive. This made Sasha angry, and consequently, the two women started to exchange words. Nevertheless, Lewin immediately cut in and asked Selene to chill a bit. Lewin asked Selene if she remembered the stories of how humans were always being attacked by demons. Selene...
Toys. Ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Good. Even if she didn't know that, you know, she made her choice. I mean, she couldn't work when he worked. Or stand up for him. But yet she didn't. So, if I was him, I would decline her offer and just walk away. And that's that. She's on her own. Good night, girls. Well, I'll see you in the morning. See you then.